Hello, Diaspora. This is Ngash for real once again, all the way from Seattle. Today I'm in Nairobi, the capital city of Kenya and biggest economic hub for East and Central Africa. And I want to introduce you to one of the leading real estate agencies in Kenya. They go by the name of Anzaa Real Estate. These are my real estate investment partners. They've done some really good products, putting it out in the market, affordable for diaspora. So on my left is Susan, sales director for Anzaa Properties. Hello, Susan.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm good. Glad to be here with you today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, do you want to make a brief introduction of the company, when you started?
Good. Yes, I do. So Anzaa Real Estate was established in the year 2022.
Okay.
We are a real estate that deals with the person, the individual. So what we deal with is first is the identification process, that is understanding you as a client. And then the next part that we move to is looking for the perfect fit for you in terms of property. And the last part is we connect you to a financial partner who will support you in the process of acquiring your property.
Oh, that is really, really well put.
Yes.
Now, if I may ask, when was this company formed? How long have you been in the industry?
We have been in the industry for the last 4 years.
Okay.
We started previously under another platform or another company called OWN, but then we transitioned to Anzaa because we wanted to identify with the Kenyan market.
Right.
And Anzaa means start. We are giving you a stepping stone to just start the dream process of owning your home.
Nice.
Yes.
Now, in the many years that you've been doing business, how many units have you been able to dispose to Kenyans and non-Kenyans as well?
Okay. So we have sold hundreds of properties. Our target or our main areas are within Nairobi. And so our market includes the citizens of Nairobi, the foreigners that live in this country, and the diaspora client, and also foreigners who are outside of the country. So we have a big portfolio of clients and a big portfolio of properties.
Nice.
Yeah.
So in which areas of Kenya do you have these properties?
We operate mainly in the cosmopolitan areas of Kenya. So you'll find us that we have properties in Nairobi and the environs that are surrounding Nairobi. We are also in Mombasa, Nakuru. We are also in Kisumu. So any place that has property development, you'll find us there.
Nice. Now, as a diaspora and myself, we've been facing a lot of challenges when it comes to owning real estate in Kenya, mostly because of trust issues. We've been duped. We've lost lots of money. Now, what are you doing to mitigate that? Why should I work with Anzaa Properties and not someone else?
Okay. So that is actually not a problem only for the diaspora. It's a problem that is envisioned, that is experienced by everybody because money is being exchanged at the end of the day. So there is proper documentation set in place for the full process. And here we're talking about documents that include a sale agreement that outlines all the necessary details that capture your intentions and everything that is pertinent to you when you're buying a property. And it also captures the developers' details and everything, so that in case something happens, there's a proper document in the process of the sale. Then after the sale, there is what you get at the end of it, which is a title. Whether it's an apartment, whether it's a standalone house, which includes a maisonette, a bungalow, you will get a subtitle, and it will be under your name. And that is that can be used anywhere to get you any financial backing that you may require.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is that once I buy a unit, at the end of the purchasing process, I'm going to get a subtitle.
Yes.
And I can take that subtitle to a financial institution and get a loan.
Correct.
So I own that apartment.
Yes.
Plus all the communal facilities in that space.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Perfect. Now, my next question is this. So if you were to tell me the biggest three, or rather the hottest three properties right now that you have, that you're pushing, what would they be? And what are the price ranges?
Okay. So the biggest properties that we're pushing right now are one is Westlands. The other one is in Riverside, which is also another part of Westlands.
Okay.
And the other one is in Lavington. Why the biggest? They are the biggest because of the kind of return that you'll get. Normally, most of our clients are looking for a return.
Yes.
And return is basically, what am I getting when I put my money into this property? So the return in Westlands and in Riverside, we're talking about percentages of 20 to 21% ROI. That is return on investment. For the Lavington one, we're talking about 15%. Average in the world, what we see is basically at 5 to 8%. So when you're getting such kind of a return, you're laughing
impressive.
all the way to the bank.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, last thing, I've seen that we are able to get KMRC loans of up to 10.5 million, right, for a fixed interest rate of 9.5 for up to 20 years. Do you have any financial institutions that you are working with right now that can facilitate that for the diaspora?
Yes. So in the beginning, I said that Anzaa does connect you to financial partners. So you work with banks and also SACCOs who offer this facility. KMRC was founded by the government and now the big top firms, that is the IMF. So in that collaboration, the aim was to give a single digit loan facility to enable the growth of the property ownership sector in this country.
Right.
Yeah. Currently, the number of people who are able to put up or just own a property is around 40,000. And yet we are how many? 30 million in this country.
Yeah.
So that is the main basis why it was formed.
Okay.
It is to push the agenda of at least every home in Kenya to own a property, their own property.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, diaspora, you've heard from Susan, Anzaa Real Estate company in Nairobi. So it's pretty easy. Get an apartment, 3-bedroom, 2-bedroom. You can get financial loan from any of the financial institutions in Kenya. Whichever bank you're working with, just approach them. Waambie uko diaspora, wekelea pay stub zako. You qualify 9.5% interest rate for up to 20 years, and you can get up to 10.5 million. Sawa, mwache kuweka chapa huko sijui Bank of America. Mnafukuzwa na Trump. Kenya ni kwenyu. Okay, so Susan, for all these properties that you've mentioned in Lavington, Westlands, Syokimau, what are the price ranges? How much are we talking about here?
So the price ranges, so in Westlands, in Lavington, we're seeing 1 and 2 bedrooms that are starting from 7 million all the way to 15 million.
Okay.
And then we moved now to Syokimau, which is now the outer areas, Syokimau, Thika Road. And we have properties that are starting from also 7 million to a range of 15 million. Now, depending on the kind of property you want, so you find that 7 million or 5 million will be a 1-bedroom apartment or a studio apartment. And then we move now to 2 bedrooms, which will ideally be at 10 million there. And then 15 million, now we see a standalone in the outer areas of Nairobi. That's a standalone, a comfortable family standalone of 3 bedrooms with a DSQ.
Okay.
Yes, on these upper areas, that's a 2-bedroom. That is in Westlands, that's a 2-bedroom. In Lavington, that's also a 2-bedroom.
Okay.
Yes.
But what is the price range for all these apartments? What are we talking about? Are we talking about 12 million to how much?
Yes.
What's the lowest? What's the
normal price range, that the average price range would be 8 million all the way to 20 million.
Okay.
Yes.
Now you have it.